No, you can pet it and it comes up to you. Like, you can look around for Stanley and you can literally just be like, Stanley, and Stanley's like, oh, hey, bud.
He's pretty stupid though,
Hopping
because
up.
you kill
How's
him
it
and then
going?
he comes back and you can pet him again
because
and then
he's a
kill him
stupid
again.
rabbit, you kill him? I can't.
Hi everybody, welcome to Forged in Eternum, where we talk about all things New World. Today I'm here with Charles and Katie, and we're going to talk, well, rather than say we're going to talk, recently this new guy, Lovin, asked me a question about what's your favorite zone in the world? So I thought that'd be an interesting topic. Charles, what's your, I know Katie's is First Light, so Charles, let's
You're
get to
in
you.
so much trouble right now.
Everybody
dare
loves
you.
First Light. What are you talking about?
Is this opposite day?
Okay. Katie, what's your favorite zone?
Okay. No, I want to start with Charles.
Oh gosh.
Because the art director is going to
Yeah,
have
I
the
wanna-
opinion in this.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, I like all the zones for many different reasons. What's a favorite zone? God. I like Morningdale is one of the ones I really like, and particularly because of the rain. That was sort of a different vibe and tone we really wanted to get in that zone. It's sort of like almost like Scottish Highlands, like dreary atmosphere, but it's sort of got like a crisp, I don't know, sharpness to the lighting and the way it's presented. So that was a fun zone, I think, for us to set up. And it feels very different when you get there.
How about, so from an aesthetic, you like Morningdale? How about from a gameplay?
Gameplay.
He's an artist. He's like, what?
He still
And then,
plays,
yeah,
he's
no,
required
no,
to play the
I
game.
just think about the art. I think another one is either Brightwood or Great Cleave, or really like the transition between those two zones, because that's just like stark contrast. And Brightwood, I think, aesthetically, as you move through the zones, Brightwood is where like a lot of the narrative starts to get really serious. Not that it's not before that, but that's where like the stakes of what's happening in the world are much more apparent in the world, where you're sort of seeing like this haunted, horrible stuff happening with all the lost, and you're moving up into where the snow is, and you're starting to see like the big wall with all the corrupted that are taking over. So you're seeing all these like forces that are happening in the world sort of manifested in a more serious way than previous zones.
That's true. And that's like the first time you see snow. So that's really cool because if you happen to meander over to Morningdale, you see the rain and you kind of hear a little bit of rain in the other zones, but that's the first time you see snowy. And you think it's going to be like the holidays and then it's murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that wall. That would have been my spot too. It's like, because you can feel like the corruption pushing down, the corrupted pushing down, and in the world kind of saying like something really cool happened here. And from a gameplay perspective, it was always fun early on to kind of go farm that area. You know, going across back and forth on the wall, just getting corrupted, and there was a bunch of chests there, and it was fun gameplay. And I love the snow, and I really want to get us to do more with that, you know, in the long term.
Yeah. I think
Well,
that'd
yeah,
be
now
fun.
that we have footprints in the sand and the snow, like that's super cool.
Just the snow right now.
Well, I mean,
Yes, I want to
we're going to get
sand.
footprints all over the place. But that's,
Where
I mean,
appropriate.
Yeah, footprints
Yeah.
were appropriate,
Not in the water.
exactly.
Yes.
No, that's
Water.
actually really funny.
There's a lot of like cool spaces out in the world too, different zones. Like I really like the Ebonscale zone because we interject the new theme with all the dynasty stuff and like the biomes and the music and everything. It's like a whole different vibe when you get there. And that's where we really, I think, started to come into our own a little bit about like bringing other cultures into the world, because we had a lot of this like sort of European like cultural history, but then Ebonscale was like, no, there's like a whole different group over here that, like inspired by a bunch of stuff from a different area of the world, and that like brings our world to life a little more.
Well, this one won't be popular, I don't think, but I really like, there's part of Cutlass Keys I just really, really like. I love the music, the pirate vibe for a lot of it. It's cool. I know there's some long runs that make it like less than ideal, and okay, we'll get on those. But I think that's a neat one. I think we've left off one of the most unique zones in the game, Eden Grove.
Because we didn't ask me. Like, we went
we
to
did
Charles.
ask you, and you deferred.
Well, because I
But-
wanted Charles to go first.
Katie, what's your favorite zone?
Oh, yes,
in
thank
the
you for
game?
asking. So I have 3, because why have just one? Why limit yourself in a turnip?
Can we bring up a picture of Wikipedia's definition of favorite for Katie?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First of
I
all,
have these 13 favorite
First of all,
zones.
how dare both of you? So my absolute favorite is Brimstone, but I I really love, for the reasons that you were talking about, I love Ebon Scale because it's your first time seeing a really different like vibe, right? But I love Eden Grove because to me it's like a rave with monsters. So I really like that place too. No, it's true. It's like super colorful. It's really fun. There's really good fishing. And it's like surrounded by kind of dreary scariness. And then so it's bright and colorful and really exotic. And I love that. But Brimstone is so different that it can't like not be my favorite. It is my favorite. There's always something to do. There are some long runs, but we have so many shrines that I feel like I can just pop around really easily. I love the scorpions. I think that's so cool. So that one's definitely my number one.
I was gonna say I have a funny tidbit of Eden Grove. When we were designing that one, I remember talking to the concept artist and some of the other artists about that. Because artists like the really dark, dreary, gross, like that's fun for artists. But for that zone, I was like, okay, take all the colors that you put in there and like amp it to 11. Get to where you just think it's like ungrossly comfortable.
I love that.
So the artists are like, oh my God, it's so colorful.
so
it's like Skittles
uncomfortable.
threw up in here.
my
I
God,
hate
it's
it.
like
And I was like, yes,
Skittles.
that's exactly
so
what we
funny.
want.
So Restless Shore is Rabbit Island. I mean,
That's very fun.
No. Rabbit Island is the saddest thing ever. I had that stupid Stanley quest. Sorry, quest team. That stupid Stanley quest for like 2 months because you get the option to pet him. You can pet the rabbit and then you kill it? Nah, dude. But I'm also a completionist. So I eventually did kill the rabbit and then the ghost spawned. It was all good.
I feel no remorse destroying
You're
all
a
of those.
monster.
They're
You're
computer
a
generated.
monster.
They come back to life. There's no harm, no foul.
No, you can pet it and it comes up to you. Like you can look around for Stanley and you can literally just be like, Stanley. And Stanley's like, oh, hey, bud.
He's pretty stupid though
Hopping
because
up.
you kill
How's
him
it
and then
going?
he comes back and you can pet
So
him again.
because
and then
he's a
kill him
stupid
again.
rabbit,
Yeah.
you kill him? I can't.
No,
That's
even
it.
the audio. I
Monsters.
remember talking to Jed about the rabbits when you kill them. I was like, it needs to be this like pitiful sound so people feel bad when they kill the rabbit.
Wow. I don't know what this is, but it's crime.
Well, I think this has been super fun. So at this point, let's ask the community, what's your favorite zone and why? We'd love to hear from you on that. And if you, like the show, let us know, follow, subscribe, and we'll keep doing them. Otherwise, thanks. Great conversation. Thanks, everybody.